How do trip mines and shaped charges work? This is the 5th video in my series on how all of the equipment in Payday 2 works. You can check out my previous video about sentries by clicking the button up in the corner. So we're gonna stick around in the technician tree for a bit under the breacher branch to look at both trip mines and shaped charges. That's right, you get 2 types of equipment that occupy the same slot. You can observe this feature on your HUD in-game. The number of trip mines is on the left and shaped charges is on the right. By default, without any skills, a player can carry 3 of each and can get up to 14 trip mines and 6 shaped charges by acing more firepower. I'll discuss both equipment types separately, beginning with trip mines. They are placed normally as you would with any other equipment. However, trip mines can adhere to walls and ceilings. You can probably guess at its core what a trip mine does. When an enemy passes the red laser, the trip mine detonates, dealing 1000 damage in about a 4-meter radius with no damage fall off. This can be upgraded to 1500 damage in a just shy of 6-meter radius by acing combat engineering. Thankfully, players and jokered cops passing through trip mines will not detonate them, nor will they deal friendly fire to other players, although they will damage the player who primed them. Generally speaking, trip mines are best used in a similar fashion to sentries as a defensive measure at choke points. Areas such as hallways, staircases, and doors are a great place to set up trip mines.
Connor, you can also use them offensively.
Oh, hello Peacemaker. Care to explain?
Yeah, sure. It normally takes 2 seconds to deploy a trip mine, but with skills like Hardware Expert and Jack of all trades, you can shorten that time. Trip mines will explode if they get shot by a player or an enemy. So if you see a group of enemies nearby or a bulldozer, just place the trip mine at their feet, run back, shoot it, and watch the fireworks.
This works particularly well on bulldozers who are typically slow to react.
And of course you can use trip mines to take out Captain Vitters really easy.
I'd recommend using Swan Song for this.
Well, you see, Connor, that's because you're bad.
Wait.
Anyways, if you don't have Ultimate Edition, trip mines can be the best substitute for grenade launchers. Back to you, Connor.
Thank you, Peacemaker. A link to his channel is up in the corner. Anyways, trip mines have use beyond attack and defense. Upon interacting with a trip mine, it will enter sensor mode, casting a blue beam. Any special enemies that walk through the beam will be automatically highlighted. The mine will not detonate and instead gives off a telltale beep beep to alert you to the special's presence. The best use for this, in my opinion, is priming it in front of cloaker spawn points, namely vents. When a cloaker dives out of the vent, you'll hear and see them long before they get a chance to hide. It's worth mentioning, aced high-value target functions with trip mines, meaning any enemies marked by your sensor mines will take bonus damage. The sensor mine mode takes on a fascinating new role when used outside of loud. In stealth, a placed trip mine will default to sensor state. Guards and cameras will not detect trip mines at all, as is the case for most equipment. Any guard that passes through the sensor mine's beam will be highlighted. When used in combination with the spotter and or spy cam assets via pre-planning, it makes keeping track of guards a trivial matter. Of course, this comes at the cost of sacrificing an equipment slot that could otherwise be filled with ECMs or body bag cases, so it's up to you whether or not sensor mines are worthwhile. Moving back to loud, there is one more function of trip mines I've yet to discuss. Grabbing the basic fire trap skill will add a bonus effect to trip mines. Upon detonation, the trip mine will leave a sea of fire in its wake. This will burn enemies in a 4.5-meter diameter for 10 seconds. Acing fire trap will double the effect's length and increase the diameter to 6 3/4 meters. This turns trip mines from a one-and-done trap that will likely only eliminate a single target to a powerful armament for maintaining map control remotely. So that's trip mines, but that's only half of what this equipment actually does. Upon interacting with any compatible object, more on that in a bit, you can prime a shaped charge. Once again, this draws from a separate pool than trip mines do. Generally speaking, most things that can be drilled or sawed open can also be blasted open with shaped charges. By this I mean doors, gates, and saves can all be blasted open. However, certain sawable objects like ATMs items and deposit boxes cannot. There are also some things that shaped charges can be used on that cannot be opened any other way. The doors for the trains on White Christmas can be blasted open to reveal doctor and ammo bags, and the walkways on the second day of Hoxton Breakout can be detonated, cutting off enemy spawns. One of the most notable uses for shaped charges are the transport heists. You can bypass drilling the vehicles by blasting them open, at the cost of a few deposit boxes being caught in the explosion. 2 players with fully upgraded shaped charges is just enough to blast open 3 transport trucks, more than enough to garner the required loot to escape. Now, I want to be clear about something. Shaped charges are not the same thing as C4. C4 is an objective equipment found within heists inside of a yellow bag. They are not interchangeable with shaped charges. Shaped charges are used for blasting open doors and transports, whereas C4 is used for blasting open doors and transports. Anyways, with all of this said, when should you bring trip mines and shaped charges? Well, it depends on the heist you're playing and what your crew is bringing. In my opinion, you should only bring trip mines on a heist that allows you to make use out of shaped charges as well, or else half the point of this equipment goes to waste. While 14 trip mines is plenty for shorter heists, it won't last forever. Fire mines help prevent this by giving trip mines a much longer window to eliminate targets. So, if you're going to use trip mines, be sure to fully upgrade them. As I said, heists where shaped charges have use are a prime target for players looking to bring trip mines. The amount of time you can save on Firestarter, Hoxton Breakout, and transport heists with shaped charges makes them highly sought after. Yet, I rarely see players using trip mines. Why is this? Well, trip mines are expensive. Doctor and ammo bags take minimal skill investment to reach maximum potential, while additionally granting access to skills such as Inspire and Fully Loaded. While trip mines do share a skill branch with drill skills, you don't have to put any points into trip mines to fully upgrade your drills. And not to mention, many heists that trip mines can shave time off of can also be sped up with the saw, which takes little to no skill investment to function and allows you to bring equipment that, in many players' eyes, is more beneficial to the team. Even one of the biggest advantages shaped charges have over saws, being opening saves, is moot on higher difficulties. The pearly white titan saves cannot be blasted open, meaning you'll have to drill them regardless of equipment. Despite all of this, I still think that trip mines get a bad rep. They can kill bulky enemies with ease, alert you to enemy presence, make the transport missions not suck, and above all, are just fun to use. So don't be afraid to bring trip mines as long as you're on a heist that can make use out of the shaped charges they come with. Just be sure that your crew is packing ammo and meds to compensate. Join me next time when I'll talk about body bags. Thanks for watching, and take it easy.